Doom, doom. Tragic's coming. Boom. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Oh, what I do, do. Oh, what I do, do. Do. What up, what up, what up, what up? What up, what up, what up? Copy link. I am just getting together right now. Pasting this in the Discord. Paste. Bong, shiggity bong, shiggity bong. Nice and smooth. What up, everybody? I hope everyone's well as can be, with all of the redunculousness we've got to deal with in the markets. I'm gonna give some people some time to get up in here. Hope all is well. Hope y'all are maintaining through this craziness. Do. Make sure you smash the likes. Let people know that we out on these streets trying to navigate this crazy-ish. Oh, you don't be messing with me right now. Give me this. What you doing, huh? What you doing, huh? There we go. Dun. All right. What up, everyone? My name is J Tragic Jeffrey, and this is Toxic Thoughts, where I dump my brain on the internet, hoping and praying that I'm helping y'all navigate this craziness as we see it in real time together. As you can see, the image that I have on my screen, if you're not looking at it, I have an image of a man praying during the 1987 stock market crash. They call Black Monday or Black Friday or something. Black Monday, I think. And the reason why I use this image is because we forget that at the end of every single trade, there is somebody. There is a being on the other side of these trades. There's people on the other side of these trades. There's livelihoods on the other side of these trades. There's our grandparents' 401ks and pension funds. Like, we don't see what's getting ready to happen, and I don't think we're thinking about it. It's just really, really thinking about the tipping points. Like, if we are our brother's keeper, and that's what we're supposed to be, think about it. People that are 80 years old that have a fixed budget cannot keep up with inflation. This is people like my mom, my elder aunts. They might be doing well and they might be having things, financially, but really, if the market continues to go down and what we pay for in food and services will go up, we're going to have problems. So what I'm going to do is show y'all a few things that's been going on. Let me just set my screen back up. Give me a moment. There's a few things getting, popping the hell off out on these streets. And let me just get my screen in, and now I can see everything. So first things first, let's deal with the elephant in the room, and that's the Bitcoin and blockchain markets. Now, I'm going to show y'all a screen over here, and I showed y'all this screen June-ish of last year, I came back doing videos around this time frame, right after this happened. And I told y'all this is going to bounce back up. This is Seasons of Bitcoin. Let me put this on the weekly. And yeah, Season of Bitcoin, right? Now, I'm in TradingView now. And what I did was I mapped out the future. I showed y'all in early videos. If you watch the earlier videos, I know I'm long-winded. I get that, but there's a lot going on. But if you look at the older videos, what did I show you? I showed you in like January timeframe, I mapped out all these little dip points, right? Then I just said after right around here, let's say around the March timeframe, I said I'm not gonna map out anymore past this. I'm not gonna like worry about the microtransactions because these points are all I care about at this point. Because when you're in crypto winter, this is after the halvening cycle. So for those of you that don't understand, Bitcoin is a machine. It's a bunch of machines. And what it is a lottery system. So a machine is doing a mathematical equation, and whoever gets the equation gets the revenue. Now, before you could have one machine doing that, but now what they do is they have mining farms and people use collective energy and they make a part of the profit. So you're looking at hardware being treated as a residual asset. Now, let's not get it twisted. Blockchain is mad early. And that's why I told y'all in fall, I was like, y'all, this is you got to treat this not like this is gold. Bitcoin ain't gold. And even if it is, gold's going down too. Because when people have to sell off assets, regardless of if you got, like, if gold is a quote unquote asset and Bitcoin's a quote unquote asset, and both of these assets play in an options market and people are playing in this market and betting wrong, because now they're fighting the Fed. When the market goes up, don't fight the Fed, homeboy. Okay. If you know how many years where valuations made no sense to me, I got out of the market. I told y'all last year, I said I got out of the market for a reason. I got out because nothing made sense. Up was down, down was up. And that was because things I knew were not good businesses that should be able to be shorted wouldn't be shorted because people kept pushing these things up because, you can play around with money until you can't. And then the word kick the can down the road, kick the can down the road, kick the can down the road, which I didn't understand. I heard it for years. I didn't understand it neither. And I'm an old head. Gray in my beard and everything. Like MG was talking about yesterday was his video. Basically, he's like, yo, you'd be an old head in your 40s and 50s with a gray ass beard. That's me. So I've been around these world and seen the right? So right now, everybody's been kicking the can down the road of, hey, we've got this, we're spending, we're going to lower these interest rates. If you lower interest rates, you're causing people to not save. So for years, people had to put money in the market. When you raise interest rates, you're saying, hey, you better start saving. But no. We just dumped all our money in a market that just dumped. For some companies, 90% of their value. Are you kidding me? Do you know how many people's livelihoods just got washed out? And some people just laugh, like this Kramer dude just laughing and just acting like, oh, you stay in the market, buy in the market. This is the same man that told everybody do not sell Lehman Brothers. So we're supposed to believe you now when this entire economy is collapsing. And nobody, y'all. Linda, listen, Linda. I write robots. I know people just laugh at that shit in the Discord, MG the Future's Musical Genius Discord. We talk about this in the 3 a.m. room, and I don't know one guy came out talking crap, and I'm showing you now what I was talking about. You see this? I can connect to a website. I have an HTTP request that does something, and I'm setting it inside a database, and it's verifying whether or not a particular we're searching through a particular product and making sure that product belongs to the account holder. Now, that is automation. That is a robot that triggers to do work. When I told y'all, we're not going into a world where people make money. The reason why you don't see me making a whole bunch of I stopped making crypto videos for the most part because I was like, yo, we're in crypto winter. Nobody want to listen. When I said we're in crypto winter, when I told y'all January, I'm getting the hell out. Where's the Discord? Hold up. Hula! Because people are like, oh, you're bullshitting. You're bullshitting, mission. I'm not bullshitting. Right? Because this, again, if I'm making these moves for the company, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. Because I have to, like, look, I said, look, this November dip is mean. Could we go to 19K? Then I brought up the fact of these numbers that we're at, the 20K, breaking the 20K mark. We're going to do it in real time. Bang. Clicking that link, it jumps you up to the top. Look at this. December 10th, 2021, my birthday month, right? I do a lot of thinking during my birthday month. So the first thing I thought about was, I was like, yo, I was waiting for this 100K pump, and I was doing all of my studies about the economy. This is when I started getting deep into the economy. It was around November because I'm like, yo, where is this 100K? Why ain't we hitting it? Why are we maxing out, right? Because we were maxing out at the top. And we're getting ready to break this 200-day moving. And I was like, yo, this is not a good sign. I don't think we're going to hit it. Right? And then I started talking about 28,000. Once we break this line, we're going to end up heading down to 28K. Where are we right now? Exactly where I said we would end up heading. So I was like, okay, major BTC drop alert. I refuse to sell these prizes because I'm stubborn, pride. So I'm waiting for the drop that seems to be in the works. I'll be holding for the rest of the cycle till my target, since my target was 84K. This put me back to the original buy zone. But then January dip happens, meaning the price will be under my original purchase prices. So I either need to scalp sales now, so get lock in my profits, or just wait for a better buy-in price and accumulate. So basically, let me buy and hold, even though I know we're gonna have a dip. But then I'm thinking about it, like, yo, so I said, let me just chart that out. I'm doing a voice to text when I was saying all this stuff out. And then I saw the 28K, and then I saw that the next buy-in price was going to be 19K. And I was like, wait. Why am I going to buy and hold? Why am I going to buy and hold if we're going to go to 19K? That makes no sense. Let me get, and on this date, 12/12/21, I was like, spooky. I sold to buy at a lower price because I'm betting the seasonal January BTC dip happens as it does 90% of the time. Right? And then I posted it on Twitter, and then that was my call. So I did my call back all the way in December that I was going to sell and get out of the market. So let me go back to the charts. Right? So now when we look at this chart, you look at November, I showed you we're around the 12/21 December, right? So right around here, where we're on an up week, I'm like, yo, this is up. This might be it. I'm getting out. And sold off everything. What happened the next damn week? When I tell you Bitcoin is systemic, it's systemic, whether we want to believe it or not. These robots are out here trading, and they've been trading for years, and those robots are now trading with other robots. Bigger systems like Bitscap is one huge robot that has a bunch of robots running on the same algorithm. So the market's going to move in a very systemic way. There's sell-off dates that are patterned. These patterns, if you go back to my original seasons of Bitcoin, look, linda. It goes all the way to 2015. These colors are cyclical. And I can tell you right here, this is November. October, November is right here. November dip, January dip, a pump here for a January pump, but you got a halving cycle that was getting ready to happen. Our next halving cycle is 2024. Welcome to crypto winter. This sucks. Real talk, this sucks. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this ain't coming back up. This is why I got out. And again, you still have this damn November dip coming. This is why I got out the market. And this is why I told y'all I'm not coming back into 2023 because look, December dip, January dip. So pow, pow, pow. Bang, bang. Rick James, bitch. Right? No. That is Rick James. They Rick James you in November, excuse me. And January's dip is painful. So no. Let me get out because I don't think the market's going to come back up. And then you add into it everything that's going on in the market. Now, I've been shorting the market. My shorts have still played. I haven't pulled out my shorts. Why? I still believe in the overall economic narrative, which is you and I have to go back to work. People who are living at home with their parents are watching their wealth evaporate, and they're looking at their kids like, yo, homie, you're going to have to figure something out. You got to contribute too. If you think about what's happening, do you remember back in the day, it was the man would go out and get a job, and then he could provide for his family, right? In their dream, because we already know what MG showed us yesterday, which is exactly what really happened. But we'll just go with the narrative for the narrative's sake. So you, as a man, you're able to go ahead and take care of your family. All right. Right. So then we do this revolution of, hey, we're going to do equal opportunity. Great. But people don't realize maybe they're doing that because they realize, no. We're really wasteful. We're horrible with all the spending. We want to use war as a weapon. We need this military complex. And I was in it. So, hey, I'm not hating on it. I'm just letting you know what it is. And then now you've got this military complex you got to pay for, where screws were how much money? Like $1 for a freaking screw? And there used to be a running joke, right? So the wasteful spending. So we've got people who can't manage their own money, managing government money, managing statewide money, managing federal money. We ain't managing our own economies. That's the dichotomy of this bullshit. What do you actually do to earn your economy other than the job, right? And that's the problem. The dream went from and got kind of deferred. Went from one person can be able to survive and the family can have a home and all this other stuff. Then now it's a 2-person family. So we're going to tell you need at least 2 people. But now, since the Rona, the Pokemon Optimus Prime virus, now all of a sudden, you need, your kids are home and they're working a lower paid job. So now really, and they got to contribute because you looking at your pension and your pension has dropped by 40% in the last 60 days on an overall view. Right? So now you're looking at your kids sideways like, yo, you got to contribute. So now you're looking at a 3 to 4 person household, because if you do have a daughter that's going to be home, she got to contribute too. I am watching people pack their homes with other family members to survive this. That's the first thing I saw. I keep an eye on what's going on. I have to make deliveries, so I look at neighborhoods, and I've seen neighborhoods I drive through. Okay, so you got to get around this traffic out here, so you got to take back roads. But taking these back roads, you get to see houses, and then you start noticing cars that only had 1 or 2 cars in their carport now have 4 cars in their carport. So we're dealing with that. So 19K Bitcoin is a possibility. And with that, and with the liquidation of everything that's going on in the markets, you're going to see so much pressure on so many things in crypto, where you're not going to see any of these like wonder coins pop anymore. So I would tell you right now, stop looking at anything. It won't matter until 2023. Straight up. How do you know this, Traj? Here, I'm going to show you how I know this. This is my original seasons of Bitcoin. This is 2017. This is the last halving cycle. It spikes up just like it did for us last year. We didn't get that as high as we wanted to, but it did spike up. Then afterwards it crashes and it crashes. And then November, boom, you bottom out. There's your January dip. And then you have your March time frame where it comes back up. You're living it all over again because you're on a computer finance system, not a people finance system. Computers sell for the biggest profit. If a computer already knows when the specific dips are going to happen, it's preconceived. There's a consensus of dip days. All machines just make the dip purchase. When I get ready to write my stuff and my stuff is API driven, you don't think I'm doing the same thing? I'm just doing it manually now, y'all. That's one of the things ToxicHustle is grabbing is that data for. Is to know what is the current dip days, what are the seasonal days that the pattern for, and then look for signs that you see here and send alerts that say, hey, you're crossing over, this is getting ready to happen. Hey, trigger a sell alert to my system and start cashing out. Get your profits in. Hey, when you see this other reversal happen, start buying again. Turn on my robots. Turn off my robots. Sell. Then turn back my robots. Buy. You got to start automating your commerce, y'all. Because but you got to skip. Like when you're dealing with microtransactions, understand your salary is just like your royalties. Your royalties used to be at least 3 freaking cents for a radio play. Your royalties are fractions of pennies. Your job, my job as a developer, used to be a $100K job. You got to add a whole bunch of stuff to that now to get that $100K. But out of the box, it was a $100K job, which means I could get 75 hands down easy. Now I'll barely be able to catch 30,000. That's a huge cut in a few years, y'all. But I made the pivot to automation because I already knew that was the trump card. Because if machines, George Jetson, they were already pre-programming every single one of the Generation Xers to know a machine is going to take your job. They took my job and gone. All your money. And that's what they're doing right now. This is their great reset. So when you have a problem in the Bitcoin market, when you're going through crypto winter, the first thing that breaks is any economy is tied to weirdo algorithms, which leads us to UST. Where is my screen for that? Luna. UST and Luna. Now, Luna was is because it's still around, it's just not going to survive. It is a stable coin. Now, when I told y'all in December, there's certain stable coins I look at. I said, if there's going to be one stable coin I sit with, it's USDC. Why? I said that one's going to be the one that wins. I'm very simple. I'm pragmatic with how I look at technology. I chose Bitcoin only because I chose Ethereum. I understood Ethereum. I understood putting a software language on a decentralized platform made sense. I understood then what Bitcoin was a database. I then started understanding the scarcity angle, right? There's only 21 million Bitcoin. There can only ever be 21 million Bitcoin, right? The Bitcoin halving cycle happens every X amount of cycles, like 4 years or so. And with that, how much you make per Bitcoin gets cut in half, meaning you need to buy new hardware. So inside of Bitcoin is a cycle of investment into technology, because you have to re-up your tech to keep making the money you were making before. So your hardware needs to be upgraded, which means Bitcoin has to increase in value, or it makes no sense to continue to buy the machines. Now, as you have this processing power, in time, you'll be able to do things on top of this engine because you have all these machines. And that layer, that second layer, is the money spot, where they're trying to figure out how this will run on these new layers. Okay, whatever. Now, let's talk about stable coins. Now, stable coins. they're supposed to be pegged to a dollar, to the US dollar. So this way you can put it in, you take your money, and there would be a digital version. So if I sell my crypto and I say, let's say I have $100 of Bitcoin, right? And I sell that, I sell that $100 of Bitcoin and because I bought it at 50, I made some profit, I sell, I got my 100, I lock it into a stable coin. And then even if Bitcoin goes down, that stable coin should hold its peg. And I should not lose any. It's a way to store your value and hold it, because it's supposed to be pegged to a dollar. Now, the reason why I like USDC is because for every dollar of USDC that is released, they're audited to verify that they have one physical dollar in a bank, another digit, that is holding said value to the value. So for what they give as USDC, there is a equivalent dollar in a bank account. So it's 1 for 1. Now, Tether, it does something different. Tether's tying it to assets, yes, but they'll tie it to paper. So you can tie it to stocks. So I can say this stock has this value, or this paper has this value, and it'll get, then I'll get money on that, or it'll get appraised for that, and that will be turned into credit. That credit will then be turned into the stable coin to be released. So they'll use paper or assets to give value, which is where things got shaky with Tether, which is why it's do USDC. I want a 1 for 1. Even if the US dollar is going down, doesn't matter. It's a stabilized-ish values play. And then I pretty much believe the value of the dollar is going to get a little bit stronger, but we do have some weakness with the fact that we've been using the dollar as a weapon, which will cause more people to get away from the dollar. Don't care how you feel about it. If I say, okay, you can't use my dollar, you're out of here. Then if another country sees that, it's like, oh, well, this bully over here is telling me I'm not going to be able to use his dollar. You know what? I like what you're doing over here. I'll just use this. So now you see how Saudi Arabia and all these other countries are starting to get away, or are now in talks to sell oil outside of the dollar, which is detrimental to dollars because, hey, everybody's saying that the dollar is important, but as they print more and more revenue, which they're not doing right now, which is why the market's going down, they have to print more, and they have to print more to keep this market up. The fact of the matter is they can't do that, because if they do that, you get more inflation. But what they have to do before the election is get inflation down. So they're fighting a losing battle. Now, this collapse of Luna is because Bitcoin has to get sold. And as Bitcoin goes down, Luna's already going to have problems. Now, what happened is potentially, this is what Luna was supposed to do, all right? So Luna cracked. It lost its peg. It just dropped. Now, how Luna was supposed to work was there's a peg. So keep things, if it's a peg, if it's above the peg of $1, mint USDC from Terra, burning Luna, right? And then if it's below the peg, if USDC is below the peg, do not mint, buy on the market. So you burn and buy, burn and buy. So it's supposed to be pegged. Now, there is some vuggery that ended up happening. And while they're in transit of moving money from one place to another, a concerted attack by buying and selling happened, causing a fluctuation of their peg, causing their peg to lose its value, causing it to free fall as people pulled their money out of that economy. What they then had to do is then sell, basically not jack up and create more and more and more Luna to be able to sell up, but it just had this burning fall off. It's horrible. But what happened here is pretty much no different. It's just a different thing than what happened in 2018 with the collapse of BitConnect. BitConnect was supposed to have a robot that was going to keep its value, but then all of a sudden they rug pulled and it disappeared. This was a concerted attack that caused it to depeg, and then fear causes everybody to pull out of the network, which then pulled it down to zero. This is why if you're going to do anything during crypto winter, it is very, very important to stay with very liquid markets. If I'm going to buy anything, I would only buy Bitcoin, but I wouldn't buy Bitcoin right now because Bitcoin's going to 19 in November, excuse me. So if I know Bitcoin's going to hit 19K, I'm not buying crap right now. But then anything that's tied to Bitcoin, any shorts on the market, any options on the market, any of these other weirdo coins doing weirdo algorithmic trying to keep a dollar type beats, that all of that stuff, their mathematics ain't that good. None of them. None of them. And I can at least say, hey, my math is garbage, but I'm not trying to do the miraculous and think I can control the economy of billions with some damn garbage pail kid code. So with Luna's crash, we're looking at regulations, y'all. Period. Because the one thing that all of these people were up in a roar when Facebook was going to get ready to peg their dollar, and then they bum rushed their ass and shut down the project. It's already happened with all these other stable coins. Hence why I stay with USDC, just because, hey, they have a consortium of bankers around them. So if I know it's going to win, I'll just stick around with number one. They are the Bitcoin. USDC is the Bitcoin of stablecoins. Don't play with number two, number threes. Don't. USDT, yes, it has a lot of value, but it has a lot of smoke and mirrors with how it's doing its accounting. So USDC will be mandated. The government will not try to create no new crypto. They're not. They're not going to create no new. But what they will do is piggyback off something that exists. So who's already flooded their crypto outside of the Coinbase and the Geminis and the FTXs and got themselves into the decentralized finance space? USDC. That is C as in Charlie. And the crypto regulations will allow that to pass, and everybody else is going to get bum rush, which will cause more fear to the markets, causing another pull down. So how are they going to play this out? Because they always use the news to try to mask the fact that that's what's really causing the market to go down. So if I'm telling you that typically November has a significant dip period, let me explain something to you. When is the government out? When do they disappear for a little while? November. When people lose a lot more money in the next part of this crash, which will be right here around the September area, which I've already mapped out. As you can see, I did this one here back in the beginning of the spring, and it played out. This one will play out too. November will play out too. You don't think that more of these weirdo codes are going to start crashing? Oh, they'll crash. Regulations will come right behind it, and that'll be the FUD that they'll use probably around this time frame. If it's not September, one of these two, they're going to pull something. So just get ready, because I'm telling you, the news will hit the zone. So let's go on. So let's go in the markets. Let's deal with the market. BTC down by 4%. My shorts are semi up. Got 15% on my shorts in Bitcoin. As y'all know, I've been playing the short market in not only the cryptocurrency markets, but I've also been playing the short market. Hold on, I'm pull up the robot right now so I can have my transparency. Here's my transparency, y'all. Hold on. Because I'm transparent about this. All right, so here's my Ether short. Since my purchase, it's up 83%. My FTM short is up 74%. My Atom is up 42%. It's currently trading out of range because they got rid of my trailing bot, so now I can't use trailing bots. So I'm keeping my other bots active. I refuse to turn them on because I turn them off because I want to keep this code. If I turn it off, my trailing down would disappear, and I don't want that to happen. So, but still, 63% on that. So overall, you can see profitability for the bot is 83% since we turned the bots back on 1 month and 11 days ago, roundabout. So this is why I told y'all that my bots will play through crypto winter. This was my crypto winter play. Right? I just added shorts to my equation to be able to generate some profits off of the downturn in the market. Same thing that I'm doing over here. Here's the Russell 2000. The Russell 2000, if we go on the day, you see I'm below the 200-day moving average right here. So when you're underneath that 200-day moving average, you're in a bear market. Doesn't matter how we feel about it. And we're in free fall. Now, the way this typically has to go, this line right here, which is my 25-day, needs to be under here for the market to catch it to come back up. So right now, what you're seeing is the market's in free fall. It's trying to get to certain levels and bouncing its head off of certain points. These are serious, significant lines with no cash flow in the bank accounts. See, I'm playing the macro game on top of my micro game. So if I'm looking at the markets and I'm saying, hey, a lot of the market is under 200 and the stock market determines whether or not Bitcoin, which is another risk on asset. So treat it like a tech stock. So if the tech stocks are getting smashed, Bitcoin's getting smashed. It ain't gold, y'all. It is a new technology that is in an investment cycle, and it's still early because it's a dumb database not doing anything, but doing math calculations. We got to get it smarter. I need to be able to put business apps on this crap. And until it does that, my business can't make money with it. It's still hopium. It's the same thing I did with the internet, but the internet made sense to me fast. Hey, I can put up a web page. That web page can get an email. That email, I could get a telephone number. They could call my telephone number and I could sell them on a business by putting text on a page. Or they can fill in this information so I can send them some correspondence via email, and I could pretty much automate my process to be able to have a communication with them. See? Internet made sense when you broke it down. Blockchain makes sense. Oh, it's a database. If I have a database watched by thousands of machines, my problem with my database being by myself is on my own server. If somebody comes in undetected and manipulates my database, I don't know it, it ruins my data or can crash my system, right? If I have a database where all the machines are looking at the same time, that problem gets mitigated. So in the future, blockchain tech and being able to API into it and having a way of financing, moving back and forth between virtual worlds and virtual machines and Internet of Things, sending money to be able to fill vending machines. All of that crap's coming from blockchain. Me being able to put a device in an area so that if people want internet, they can log into an internet service, pay with their phone, and get internet service in their house to bypass AT&T and Verizon and all that stuff for home services at a cheaper level. Well, boom, that's going to happen. And it's going to be blockchain and cryptocurrencies that will be the commerce for things like that. That makes sense. Hey, I got solar panels on my ceiling and I want to sell energy to a grid, on the grid, through my grid. Boom. That's going to be another Internet of Things money play. Hey, let me get these universal wind farms, these little wind walls, and have them generate revenue. Generate electricity. That electricity can mine something on a Raspberry Pi, and I can do something with that. See what I'm saying? We got to understand hardware is coming to make money now, y'all. You're not going to get jobs when everybody's focusing on how is my hardware making money. That's going to be what's going to mess up so many people in the economy, because they're going to be still looking for the old school, I'm going to put my resume out and Masha going to give me a job. And I don't say that derogatory to be a race bait. I'm saying that all of us are slaves at this point. It doesn't matter your color, y'all. I gives two flying visnucks of your religion, your race, your color, your sexual preferences. We're all gonna be no Vaseline. Because what's coming is I write robots that automate processes that take people's jobs away, and it's getting easier because low code, no code gives you that power to do it to me. And I tell you about it. Hey, go over to this website. Go look at n8n.io. I believe that this is going to be the WordPress of automation. You can install this on a Raspberry Pi and start doing automation. You can install it on your desktop. You can install it on your Mac, and you can start automating right now. For free for freaking free. You can now connect this if you put it in the cloud and you have HTTPS access, which you can also do on the desktop, but it's kind of grody how they do it. So it's better to have your own server to do this, which now I have a server. I can basically now make my entire server be an engine to act like a website. Woo! Now look at everything I can connect into. Amazon, AWS, right? I can store things. I can do triggers for doing other. I can do send text messages. I can do AWS text extract, so I can read text files. I can do transcription. Come on, man. I can't build services. With all of these services, you don't like. Look at this, Linda. Listen. I can sit there and go to a graphic place called Banner Bear and create images. Are you off of any data structure I want? Look at this. This is Bubble. This is a website thing. I can control Bubble from this damn app, which means I can store my data in one place and push it to wherever the hell I want to go. I can grab stuff from Dropbox and push it on a website. I can sell beats. I can sell a marketplace. I can do whatever I want. It's just whether or not I can think it out. I can get data from CoinGecko for cryptocurrency data. And the big mamma jamma, you can control your Googles, all your Google Drive, your Docs, your Google Slides, your Google Sheets, right? Then, hold on, where is the coup de grace right now for my blazers? Is, where are you? I'm looking for their logo because I'm having a brain fault. Where is your logo? I don't see your logo. Hold up. Give me a second, y'all. Sitting here scanning for the logo real fast. And I'm probably skipping right by it. Yep, there it is. See, I knew I'd find it. Coda, right? The things you can do with Coda. And Coda is basically like Notion, and Notion is basically a database. And this is a database that has automation built in. You can build, hold on, I'm gonna show you what you build with it. We're gonna build business apps. This is why I said, y'all, they playing. Hold on, where is my, where is my, yeesh. That's not it. I hate when my stuff jumps everywhere. There we go. Boom. So we're going to get into this in a minute. So go back and drag this over here. Boom. Things that I can do with this is something like go here, and now I've got a project management system. Actually, got to go up here. Here it is. Right? So now I've got a little task management system built into this that I can automate from this automation system. I can take data from any API, like I'm doing here, and push this into a database. And then in that database, I can do things. Hold on, I'm gonna actually go from the Discord because I have all the stuff blanked out. Coder Gang. Under Coder Gang, I have some of the screens that I've been working on. So like being able to group and sort items. Actually, that's not it. Where is, this is it. So I can make a chart for my customer and be able to pull up what items, the hot selling items in the last 30 days. Right? To be able to get our top sellers. So like there's built in is charting and graphing. And I'm going to show you some graphs in a bit because I actually have some CDBaby data I want to share with you. But we're going to get to that in a bit. But again, if I look at the macro level of everything that's going on with automation, with the companies needing to concentrate on marketing and reducing their employee count, like we're going to be seeing huge layoffs. Huge. We're already seeing them, right? And we're talking about executive level layoffs are about to come. Hold on. We're going to do this in real time. This way you can see how I look for stuff. Right? Executive layoffs. They're going to say Twitter because they're going to mask it with Twitter. Tech employees face another week of layoff. Cross-stage layoffs is 3 days ago. So what I do here, now that I went and, okay, so let me go back. So typed in the search engine, click on Google News, right? Now that I'm in Google News, I can see some stuff. Go to tools, click over to where you see recent. Now just go ahead and get the past week. So now you've got a week view to see what's going on in the last week and see what you see. So now, boom, 3 days ago, tech employees face another tough week of cross-stage layoffs. 2 Twitter leaders 4 days ago are leaving the company, but there's another article that came up, and I want to say it's today. Give me today's, 24. And that was Twitter was laying off, the board was going to be laying off people on Twitter. But let's just look at today. Startup layoffs may worsen as investor pressures mount. So investors want to get profitability. Companies need to be profitable. The only way companies will be profitable is to lay off people. Executive of the year. Let me get the last month just so we can get a summary value. And sort by, let's leave it as relevance. Cameo lays off close to 90. Cameo celebrity video greeting startup laid off 87 staffers on Wednesday, 2 weeks ago. Layoffs on Zoom. Barbaric and Humane. Carvana to lay off 2,500 people. Executives are going to forego their salaries for the rest of the year to keep their jobs. They're like, hey, I won't take no money. So you can see they made enough money and they sold all their stocks at the top, like last year, like I told y'all. And then as they were selling off, now they've got enough money, nest egg, to ride out the rest of this year, 6 to 9 months worth of cash flow. And they'll be back in next year to buy at the bottom and ride it the hell back up. They are willing to forego the rest of this year of earning anything on the that they realize the market's not coming back, y'all, and they're willing to go ahead and not get paid because they've already got their money. And that's why I say this game is rigged, like ugly. Startup layoffs may worsen. I got hit in this in 2016. That's why I said this thing has been around for a while, y'all. As a web developer, I got laid off in 2016. WordPress wasn't enough to keep me in a job. That's why I always look for new tech. It was me getting laid off and realizing WordPress was a wrap. I wasn't going to get no more jobs off of WordPress for the price I was making. Like, y'all, I was doing 60 grand a year. Up. I start at 60. Used to. Now WordPress can't get me that because it's oversaturated. Anybody can do this now. So now it's the pivot. I had to pivot to something else. Marketing. Okay. Automation. Oh, we're going to play now. Because you can't really compete with me at this level. Not to say that y'all can't. Y'all see what I'm doing. But I'm talking about most of these people are still going to be looking for web jobs. And they're not going to realize every single person now needs to have a product to sell. You can have a lot of clientele. I can get 100 clients to pay me $200 a month, and most of it could be automated, and I could get that paycheck. I could crush. Right? That's my goal. My goal is to be able to take on 1,000 clients. My clients give me $100 a month. I'm good. And that $100 is because the system is netting them a good amount of money for how it flows their data through marketplaces and their residual earnings over time. And they're playing at a long-term game like I'm playing a long-term game. And I'm going to show you some royalties. I'm going to show you the royalty hustle now. I got charts for royalty hustle now. I even got charts to show you where you should go, where I'm pivoting my music business on a personal level. We're going to get there. I know I'm long-winded, but I need y'all to understand you're going to have to pivot away from hopium. You're going to have to figure something else outside of jobs. Unless you, even Amazon has said, hold on, they overhired. So don't think you're going to Amazon to get a job at this point. Amazon has hired too many workers in its warehouses. Period. Yeah. And everybody's want to say God Elon is setting y'all up. Elon, Uber, taxi, right? He's on robo-taxis. So if you're in Uber and Lyft, please call that a wrap. You're already having a hard problem getting through the gas situation, and they're trying to tack on more as people are like, well, I don't need to travel that much because it costs me too much to go out. We're going into a stagflationary situation. And I can tell you the first thing that hurts is trying to buy, like, people trying to do like music, buying beats in ish. That ain't, that's the big pivot. If you sit there and you, big pimping, if you sit there and you thinking you gonna sell some samples and sell some beats through this transition of I ain't got no extra money for bread, my ninja, you is my brother, you must find your own. This is going to be hard, y'all. Like, please understand, at one point in time, people went to a place, a physical location, went through the aisles, grabbed a piece of plastic, brought it to the front of the counter. They handed it to a person. That person put the plastic underneath the table, went ahead and got you a disc, put that in that plastic, and handed you, took another piece of plastic and handed it to you so that you could get a DVD to watch a movie. Now, you ain't got to do none of that. It comes straight to your door. You don't even have to go to the movies for the movies no more. It's the same weekend or within 2 weeks now. It used to be like 6 months before a movie. No, homeboy. It's coming out the day of or 3 days till. We have to look at path of least resistance when it comes to technology. What's going to be easier? Is it going to be easier for a person to get out of their house, commute for an hour, and go to a building to sit at a computer, or to just connect to the internet and work? What you're going to have to do is get multiple jobs now working remote. Because your job is like, homeboy, I got investors, man. And my investors, man, they mad, man. They want that money, man. And I've been like, as we've been getting these evaluations, and they've been crazy, man. I don't even know how they gave me 50% over my PE ratio when I only have this much money coming in. Now that ish is over, y'all. When the Fed ain't keeping the market up because all of the wealthy people have got out of the market. They ain't got to worry about whether or not we in there or not. They know they're getting bodied. They sold at the top last year. Remember, I showed you all the videos about that. CEOs selling in, what was it, September 2021. News. Salesforce dumping its shares. Inside selling. Oh, that was the search term. Insiders. Insiders buy the dip. This is all, no, I want a specific date. Let's hold on. Let's do this by custom range because you being funny. And let's go back because you acting brand new like you don't know what I'm talking about. So let's go back to September. Let's go to August, right? And then let's go over here to December. This way we just do it last year. Here we go. See, they trying to be funny style. CEOs and insiders sell at a record 69 billion of their stock. This is December 1st. This is why I began to get shaky about the market. Insider selling continues a Palantir stock. That was a big play. Is the stock market trading by executives at an all-time high? $2 million worth of stock. All of these Adobe insiders selling. Everybody was selling at the top. These insiders are all, this could be people that have are board of directors. These are executives that have stock. These are people inside the company selling out their shares. Not insiders selling like I have some information that nobody knows and I'm buying stocks or selling stocks because of that. No. Is I have stock and I'm getting out of my stock. I'm inside or have a seat inside this company on a high-end level, and I am selling, period. And this was last year. Let's not talk about automation in the food industry. Boom, 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 boom. Doop, doop. Oops, I don't want no damn news article summaries. There. How to automate food. Actually, no. Yep, that's right. Automation. Or hold on. No. Let's do this better. Robots. Food. Right? So delivery robots, you've got the servers in the front end. In fact, let's do this. Let's just do this. Let's go to images. Make life easy. So you can just see all the food robots. Here, I did a video on this and I used this picture. This is a salad bar that it does its own thing. Pizza being made. Chicken, Kentucky Fried Chicken's getting their own bots, right? Pizza, McDonald's delivery bots, McDonald's bots. Server bots, robo chefs. They're looking at putting robo chefs in the home. Flippy the robot that went into like White Castles. It's at Popeyes. It's at a bunch of places. So you have all of this automation coming here. Really, I can't even say coming. It's already here. And you think you're still going to get a job where? Like, let's just be real. Let's get hopium off the let's chip hopium off our shoulders for a second. Let's get some real talk. Let's do some real talk. You think we're going to go into more automation or less automation? Especially with salaries being what they are and increasing. And they'll stop and they'll plateau and they'll bottom the hell back out because they don't need the people. And that's the thing that I don't think people kind of get. They don't need people anymore. Machines will feed you. They want to put nanobots for your medical. So that's going to, medical robots. Food robot. Hold on. Robots and food, medical, right? Your medical robots. Come on, man. Where they can do this literally non-invasive treatment and have you back on your feet in a couple days for less money. You don't need that doctor. Soon the whole patient, like literally the cost of surgeries will drop because these robots won't need the surgeons. They'll have terabytes of surgery data that'll be nested inside a network hardwares of systems. And some company like this already has all that. So all these doctors, just like what's going on in the warehouse in Amazon, these doctors are training their replacements and have been training their replacements for the last few years. And soon these replacements will take them completely out. Even nurses are starting to be systems. So we have to understand this level of automation is not a simple one. There's levels to this game. But the problem is those levels don't include you unless you're on the automation side of the business. Entrepreneur starter bubble is getting ready to pop. When entrepreneurs need to pay their bills, best believe I was in Second Life. I was an entrepreneur. I was making money in the virtual economy. And then when people have to pay for their high-speed internet access that costs $100 a month, it falls off the radar. Now they can't be in those virtual worlds no more because they can't afford to be there. So watch virtual world economies collapse and gaming economies that are pretty large collapse when they can't afford the internet to play broadband. Watch. Like I said, second and third quarter is going to be very interesting for the stock market. Very interesting for the crypto market because, like I told you, November dip is mean, man. Housing slowdown. We are in the midst of a serious one. I can't tell you how crazy this one is. I have a video in the Discord. Uneducated economist. Lumber prices fallen dramatically. If you're looking to search for it, that is the search string. What he talks about is literally lumber yards are flush with lumber. In a time right now that people should be building homes. But what's happening is contracts are being canceled. This is what was being talked about in a few other videos that I posted a couple of weeks ago. That contracts at a large scale were starting to be canceled. And then these contracts that are being canceled, as these contracts for new homes are getting canceled, or they're delayed because parts like the 6 months it was taking for a garage door for a new building. So you're sitting waiting and you're paying. So let's say if I have a home and I'm building a home and I'm building that home to flip said home, or I want to get somebody in that home. I've of course taken a loan and taken money to be able to do what I need to get the purchase, do everything. Now I'm doing all this and I have a timeline and a window because I want to get out of this property by a specific specific point. Now, if I didn't plan for the entire supply line for the construction company to be delayed for parts like my garage door to take 6 months, and now that 6 months puts me outside my timeline, I'm now paying on this, I'm losing money. Now, how many properties do I have like that? Now, do I just need to get out of it and cancel this construction? Or, and that's a loss of money, or I can try to flip it and get it to somebody else and they can deal with the fact this is another 6 months, but they're willing to take that risk. That's what's starting to happen with the slowdown. The building and the buying are slowing down. There's people in California If there's a guy named Meet Kevin had a person he was trying to sell one of his big $1 million homes to, and that guy got laid off. Now this is a guy that can afford $1 million price tag in this market, got laid off from whatever executive job he had. Again, the executive jobs will go bye-bye. If I have a project management system that is on a computer, everything inside my business, inside that project management system, and I can network with people inside that project management system and run my business effectively inside that system, why do I need to hire a $100,000 paycheck project management person? I don't. I can get rid of that job position, which is what's happening. I don't need an HR department. I am HR. I don't need that anymore. Well, that's about $200,000 to $300,000 worth of salary I ain't got to do. Oh, my system is able to do my marketing for me and send my emails out. When this happens, do this. So when a person makes a purchase, do this chain of events. Well, now I don't have to have a marketing person to do a systematic task. I can download some data and send them another notification based off of things that they're doing. So now I can even do more personalization. I can have a more personal touch than anybody else out there because my customers get a personal feel. We say hello. We say what hey, we have this product's on sale and you like this product. We know that because we have the sale data. We're not using our own data. And I'm going to show you you're not using your own data, especially if you want to consider yourself a paid musician. Look, you're not going to be touring. I'm a rapper. I know this. Look, Hip Hop Police was a real thing. When I was going back and forth trying to do shows in the Village and in the Bronx and in Queens, and we were doing like little bars all over the place, trying to get some type of buzz. And then I was like, look, for every place I go to, let's say I go to a bar, and let's say I go to 3 bars a week, right, to do a show. And then at that show, let's just say inside the building, I could get 50 to 100, let's just say 100 people a building, which y'all know that ain't the numbers. But let's just say it's 100. So I'm seeing about 300 people that can listen to my music per week. And I have to have the fan base to get them there and for them to listen to it and for them to want to get in there, right? So I still have to have some type of audience base. But let's just say I had the audience base, or they had the venues I go to automatically always had 100 people in there. Well, I still got to sell something to make some money. Or if I had to have brought them myself, because then I would get the door. Right? So you see these business models that I'm showing you is the analog hustle of why a lot of rappers who didn't make it ended up being management. Because they already did all the work to build these connections to all this outlet that had eyeballs or ears to hear your ish. But now on a weekend, I went onto a website. That website had 1,000 people on there. I put my music on there and over 300 people had listened to it that weekend. And I didn't leave my house. That place was called SoundClick. I put my artist stuff up there. I put my production stuff up there, and thousands of people came. And I was like, yo, I didn't even need my door for this crap. Then there was a place called mp3.com. Y'all, not only did I get visibility from mp3.com, sheesh, it's the reason why I was able to figure out there was a venue, and that mp3.com as a website is considered digital property, and as property can be considered a venue. And I got ASCOP for that being considered a performance. Are you serious? A website could be considered a performance venue. Oh, I understood right then. Oh, we're talking about digital property. The domain name game. I'm going to buy a domain. I'm going to hold that domain. And if I can make it important, get enough people interested in it. Look, but if you had Coca-Cola and you bought Coca-Cola, boom, you're just waiting for the payday. If you're lucked out. Well, the same thing with a domain. I get a domain name, I build some equity in it, and I can sell it to somebody. That's why I said, this is a hardware game. Y'all just didn't see it. I don't look for physical real estate. It's overpriced. But if I build equity in a digital storefront or a digital venue, and I can get people to visit said venue, well, then I have eyeballs. As long as you have eyeballs and ears, well, are you not a media company? Mind ninjas? I mean, for real. What we have to do is stop thinking that some Captain Save-A-Ho is going to come save us. And that has, again, no racial connotation to it. Everybody is screwed equally as automation does not care about human labor force. Did I not show you that? Wait. Even if you're thinking, oh, immigration problem, y'all, they are no longer necessary. Robot agriculture. No. We're even going to have all this GM, non-genetic, whatever, it's going to pay more money for. They're going to be able to have robots that are going through and doing, not spraying pesticides, but they're just tearing up the weeds. They have little machines and they tear up weeds and they can remulchify it, reducing the need for other things. And then it got lasers on some of it to zap bugs. So we're talking about, there ain't no pesticides because you're zapping when things with lasers and grinding up the ground. So you don't even have to weed that ish. Because they also know that, the stuff that we got to use to farm, urea and all that, fertilizer, the stuff that we need, they know it's going to be a short supply. So they got to have to learn how to compost. We forgot our way because they stole our way. When I say they, I mean anybody that tells you you're not supposed to be making your own and let me go buy it from someplace else. Let me go take away everything that you can do yourself and go hand it to a whole nother person outside of your borders, making you weak. Are you serious? And we voted for these idiots. Are you serious? Both sides are dumb. Like dumb. So y'all, when I say, look, this is going to get bad, please understand, we have to pivot. If you are a musician, you are a creator. That means you have access to distribute. I made it real effing simple. You don't have to wait for a course. I'm making one, but you don't have to wait for it. Here you go. It's real simple. Go to CDBaby, put your music on there, and if you put your music on there, you're going to start earning royalties. When you start earning royalties, now that you're earning royalties, welcome. You are a paid person. You are a paid musician. It'll go to either your PayPal account or you get a check. Welcome. All right, now that that's done, you know what you got to do? Like everybody else, get your shit out there. But now it's a different hustle. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. I'm going to show you my graphs in a minute. I know, I'm long with it. I know. But we got to get on this because there's a war on food. Right now, we have so many places, food fires. Images. Food safety, fire over here, fire over there. California food plant, fire. Let's just put food fire. There's plenty of buildings burning down. And this is not just your food packing plants, right? So food packing plants is how you get your stuff shipped to you. Fire destroys over here, food fire at a packing plant, packing safety, 18, this is in China, 18 killed at a food packing plant in China. This is not localized. This is across the entire world. Now, think about it. Your food packing plants are burning down. Like, seriously, that's food scarcity, y'all. Scarcity. When I told y'all last year, I was listening to people telling me I need to start buying in bulk. I stopped buying miscellaneous-ish. I started buying in bulk. MG was talking about MREs. MREs are meals ready to eat. When I tell you investing is not just buying stocks and shares, it's understanding how hard things are and have an idea of how you can survive to feed your family. Do you have water treatment? Can you treat water? Because you can only live so long without it. So do you have a way to treat it yourself? Do you have capsules and pills to treat your own water? Remember what happened in Flint? As our infrastructure begins to fail, y'all, keep playing. Think your city is good. And I already know in Georgia, there's issues with water supply in a multitude of neighborhoods. So I'm not even playing cute and clamorous. I mean, that's in Georgia. And the investment needed to keep your health safe, like buying stuff to filter out your bath water because you absorb more through your flesh than you do through your mouth, y'all. Pause. Them showers. Pouring that stuff on ourselves every single night, wondering why we feeling sick. So long as you're still getting your nutrients inside you, you're fighting through it. But you get older. Your body can, accumulation is a mug. Just remember that. So one of the things that was brought up by the Discord, I'm going to give a shout out. Give me a second. Let me get back to the Discord. And that is to Mean Gene, who wanted me to talk about what's coming as far as bank accounts. I'm telling you, they said we will own nothing and like it. This is the World Economic Forum. We will own nothing and like it. You will rent. You will, like, there's places where you can now get you're buying a bed for $800 a month. A bed, an open. Hold up, before we get there, because I just saw that the other day and I was like, yo, y'all tripping. I can, let's see. Housing. Open bed 800. I want to see if it comes up that way. There it is. Booyah. There it is. $800 in the Bay Area. This is $800, y'all. I'm telling you, they're going to start selling cargo containers as homes. They already started. Like, it's trendy. But it's going to be like, you're going to stack cargo containers. Like, we're going like, it's getting rawhide out here. I saw this like, y'all tripping. I am not working my bed. In an open format? Y'all tripping. This is in Japan, y'all. This is what they do in Japan. This is in America, though. But this was in Japan while I was in Japan. And that was back in the 90s. So I said, everything I saw overseas came over here. Real estate prices so high, you can't get but a small little hole in the wall for a cheap price. You're spending like what the equivalent is of $1,000 for like a little 1-bedroom apartment. And that was unheard of. I mean, apartments in New York, or not New York, but apartments in America were like, I was paying rent in the South at $300. Now, sheesh. So we have this happening with our living, and while this is going down, hold on. Let me open up this here and go FedNow. So, FedNow. I really am not paying attention, am I? There we go. FedNow. So, if we go here, FedNow. The FedNow service is an instant payment service that the Federal Reserve banks are developing to enable financial institutions of every size. You are a financial institution. Just remember that. I just want to hold that note for a second. You have a all caps social security number. You are an entity within a maritime system, making you a financial instrument, i.e. a financial institution, unto yourself. Just understand that. Just hold that thought. For every size and in every community across the US. So right now, your banks are on this service, but they're getting ready to get new Fed accounts. I'm going to show you in a minute. So now let's go into the news, right? 2 weeks ago, the Federal Reserve begins piloting its FedNow real time. In preparation of its launch of its FedNow Instant Payments program in 2023. Where is that number keeps showing up? What did I tell you I was doing in 2023 of March? Did I not tell you I am buying back into crypto in 2023? Because the Bitcoin crypto winter cycle will end right around that time. Remember, we have a November dip this year. We have the December semi-dip. We have a January dip next year, 2023. And then right around February, we have another dip. And then there's a little March dip. And then at the end of that, you're pretty much at the bottom. Here, I'll show you in my charts, just so people don't think I'm spitting some magic fairy dust out my ass. Here you go. I'm going to go back in time, way back in time. Here's 2016. This is how Bitcoin plays, regardless if y'all want to believe it or not. I've been telling y'all this stuff since 2016. My videos, go back. There's videos from 2017 where I'm talking about this, where I said crypto seems to have a pattern and I'm following it. Well, guess what? I kept following it and you see this purple is November's. Where we pump is when we're in a halving cycle. If you see any weirdo pumps, it's typically because there's a halving cycle. We just went through one. Welcome if you're new to crypto and you've been in crypto for the last 1.5 to 2 years. Welcome to crypto winter. It sucks. But what happened? Here we go. I'm going to do this as it's in 2017. If you look at the bottom down here, you see the date. You can see it's 2017 that I'm looking at this. So at 2017, I'm going to show you something. Watch this. I'm going to act as if this is now 2019 to 2022. Okay? Watch this. We're going up. This is 2019. Oh, 2020. Excuse me. Yeah. Right? 2020. Then we're in 2021. Right? So now we're in 2020, 2021. Here we go. I'm still in 17, but I just wanted to show you playing the same way. Then 2021, June, we did a little dip in July. Then it goes up a little bit. Then September, it goes down. Then right around October timeframe, November timeframe, it does this huge pump up or a pump, some sort. And then in December, right around January timeframe, it falls. And it collapses and continues to collapse all the way down. It bounces back in February, falls back in March. You just felt this. Then it spikes in April, which we just saw, and May, it crashes. All the way down till June. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait. Did I not just tell you that? What do you see right here? Here we went in 2020. We went up. Here's the January dip. Bow. We went up for a second. Bow. We went up for a second. Bow. Right? We ride up. This is 2021 now. We're riding up. Crash a little bit. It rolls up. Here's this November dip. Crash. January dip. December. Crash. March. February, crash, crash, crash. And here, around our May, and there's going to be a little bit of a June dip, crash. Plays out just how it is. I may not like it, but at least you can play by it. You can understand that this cycle is dead until 2023, but this is an investment cycle where it doesn't mean you disappear from crypto. It means you keep an eye on the winners that's already winning because they've got their money. Everybody else who can't run through this winter will fail. When you buy in March, you'll be buying some premium-ish. You're going to get some sweet deals on some damn companies, because this is companies that have CEOs that are writing code. Please not forget that. This is coding development teams that should be developing. If they can't do nothing through this crypto winter, they will fail. You're seeing that now. And they're going to continue to fail. This ain't done yet. So, FedNow. Why do I bring this up? Why are you bringing up crypto share and the Fed? Because as the Fed tightens, raising interest rates, which means companies like myself who have a LLC, if they take corporate debt, it's a credit card. My corporate debt is not a loan from a government or government agency. It's a credit card for the most part, right? So I have business credit. As interest rates go up, what happens to my business credit? My interest rates for what I pay will go up. And don't miss a payment. Woo! So then what happens? Now, all of a sudden, my interest rates go up. What I have to pay on it goes up. So the best thing for a company to do is to get out of debt, to sell off their debts and their credits now, to be lean. They'll reduce their debt. They'll reduce their expenditures on employees that they don't need. Now, that'll, of course, cause people to get laid off. That'll, of course, cause people to go on unemployment. After 11 weeks, they fall off the unemployment rolls. They're already swiping their credit cards up and down, up and down, up and down. When they can't pay their credit cards, they'll default on those. Companies are going to start and continue as they have been. Like I told you what was going to happen in June of last year. I said, wait and see what happens spring 2022. Where's my damn chart? Let me scroll up. I know I said it recently. Hold on. I'm just going to look for the word spring. Let me see. 2022. Three arm. I'm getting close. Jamie Dimon. April. Macroeconomics. What is this? Oh, this is all 2022. Wait, is this? This is all. Come on. Looks for spring. 2022. 2020. All right, here we go. Beginning to put money on the side to look at the real estate market as they falter this spring. Spring. I'll begin to look. Valuations in spring. should be close, actually. I think I was talking to. Okay. Dirt. Here we go. Go. Think. It is up here somewhere. Scary. Here we go. Found it. So August 11, 2021. Scary. The market has no way to meet the earnings of this much printed fiat in the system. Expect to hear a lot of missed earnings starting in 2022, if not the fall of this year. This was back in August of last year. And then in here, I begin to say, let me go to my, do I have it? Or did I modify it already? All right, so here, if I can earn $1,000 and I issue shares that account for a steady growth, say at 15% annually with reasonable estimates, but because the government has printed money and those checks having nowhere to go, enter the stock market. Not interested in interest-bearing bank accounts as they did in the past, then you have a problem that begins to compound on itself. New investors or retail, the dirty word, or institutional investors like to use, with the stock price increasing, just because what happens now is because the flood of new magic capital, the company needs to earn a measly 25 annually, right? Well, I can't because my cash has no place to go. Like me as a business, I can't do anything with that money. You gave me extra money. I'm supposed to make new earnings, but I can't crap new customers, right? I can't crap new business. I can't just because I have money doesn't mean I can use money effectively to earn my business to keep earning high profits, especially if the landscape begins to shift on us, right? I can't crap new business to scale fast enough. Well, come 3 quarters later, I have to tell investors, sorry, we can't make earnings. So 3 quarters was route from here to what was going to happen like January of this year / March, quote, right around that 2 months, depending on the company, 2 months to 3 months. So you're looking at anywhere between February and March that you're going to start seeing these cracks in the economy. It'll be January's earnings will come in, but of course it'll be March's earnings that'll be that second real quarter, and it's going to be March that you start really seeing the breakdown. So come 3 quarters later, I have to tell investors, sorry, we can't make earnings. My price drops. So missed earnings. Boom. I don't think you're going to be able to make it. I pull my money out of the stock. Stock falls. That's what higher institutional investors do. And then we, as the retail investors, follow. What if I have consecutive missed earning calls? Yup. Stock market drops. Or the stock price drops. Okay, now look at the stock market again and read that article. It's not just people in the US sinking fiat with printed Fed central bank pixie dust. It's a whole lot of companies that are going to be missing a whole lot of missed earnings, right? That was what I was talking back then. What I was saying back then was this. I was saying, watch what's getting ready to happen. Watch what happens with earnings, because these people, if I have a bunch of money and I can't use the money as a business, it just sits as cash. If inflation or what I have to pay for employees or what I have to pay for my bills keep going above anything, I'm using my money that I have as cash to be able to pay for this extra-ish that I wasn't expecting to hit me with. I wasn't expecting I have to spend more on fuel, and that's costing me more for my building, and it's costing me more for my fuel to warm that building through the winter or cool it down in the summertime. These extra expenses for the extra ish that we all feel daily is being expounded on everyone now. All businesses. So as you see this, these businesses now are having to sell out and get rid of their expenses, their credit, the over credit. They want to stay solvent. They got to then go to employees and get rid of those employees. Now, with them doing all of that, the Fed is saying by 2023 they'll be ready. So next year they'll be ready with FedNow so that people can get so they can pay you directly to your bank account. Now, this is not a good deal because now every way, the way that money is spent can be mandated. You can't use this money for blah, 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 blah. You can't use it for blah, 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 blah. You can't do this. You can't do that. What you just saw happen to a whole country, the Fed is going to do to you. You. Saw what happened to our brothers to the north, right? Just a little while ago. This is going to happen to you now. And me. So the payment service will be coming in. Pilot participants, financial institutions of all sizes, correspondents, but this is not just for them. This is so that all banks have a systematic way to be on the network. Why do the banks need to be on the network? So they can issue that credit directly to your account instantaneously. So you will be getting Fed money, but that Fed money comes with a price. This is why you need to consider and concentrate on your own earnings, earning your own profit margins. So let's talk about personal strategy. I'm going to talk about the personal strategy that I'm doing because mentally, physically, emotionally, personally, and financially, there's a lot of stresses that come with dealing with down markets. There's a lot of stresses that come with dealing with loss. Please understand, while in some markets I'm up, I have Ethereum sitting and staking that has dropped by damn near 50% of its value. Yeah, I'm staking, but I'm staking for a whole lot less. And if I had thought about it, I wouldn't have staked. But it's too late now. I'll just leave it. I would have rather been in cash and I could have done something else with that. Except now I've got to sit there and stake it till whenever it comes out. And then I have to, whenever it gets unlocked, there's going to be a rush to sell it all off. That's why I said there's another sell-off coming, especially when ETH2 gets released from Coinbase, or whenever it rolls out, there will be another drop. What do you do for this recession? Start thinking about food, dried beans. Thinking about water, storing water, canned water, bottled water. Have at least a few months worth of water. Have a few months worth of food. It's not asking you to hoard. I'm not asking you to run to the store and start, we've all been doing it anyway. But I'm saying over the next few months, as prices continue to go up, how you beat inflation is to have the bulk that you bought when you bought it at the price you bought it at, and you just keep living. If it gets too high, you have your own inventory. But just understand that the prices are not going to get any cheaper right now for certain things, especially when it comes to food. That's why, when the inflation, they're going to have a bunch of narratives for a bunch of other things. Please keep concerned on the two things that your body needs more than anything else. I know we need shelter, but what you need is water and food. So just be wary of that. The financial situation, every market collapse, there are the rise in suicide rates. And It's hard to watch every penny you sunk into the market disappear. I watched Bitcoin at $16,000 and I was earning it. Let me explain something to you. I was earning it, which is the first thing I tell y'all. Don't buy Bitcoin, earn it. Come up with a business, somebody pays you in Bitcoin. Now you have Bitcoin for free. And you won't have to pay capital gains on that because it was as cash. It was a cash transaction. So I can use services to earn Bitcoin and not have to pay on that. Now, the problem is as Bitcoin falls, you know, if I had $1,000 sitting in Bitcoin and then Bitcoin is down, I gave you services. My services I was for that cost that I was doing. But at the same time, it was the appreciation in value that I liked. But when it depreciates in value, the reverse happens. Now my liquidity falls at a rapid rate, and nothing's worse than seeing if you had an account that had $5,000 in it from doing a whole month, doing $5,000 worth of work, and now there's only $2,500 in there, or even worse. Think about when Bitcoin went from 16,000 to 3,000. Like, people don't see that. I lived that. It was painful to watch my entire portfolio. Like, my girl had bought it at 11 and I am telling her, babe, you're just going to have to wait. Here, this is what it looked like. Here's a close-up of it. We were up here, 19,000, right? And we went all the way down here to 3,000. That's a lot of cash flow to lose out of your accounts. That's why this asset is dope, but it ain't ready. I'm not willing to lose that much. Like, started from the bottom, now we're here. Like, whoa, Control Z. Hold on. Where is it? Price range. Here we go. So from here down here, 80% of your value, 84% of your value evaporated during that crash of from 2017 all the way down to the beginning of January 2019. 80% drop, y'all. Let me show you something. We're starting now. We haven't gotten to January yet because it'll be January of next year. And that was an 80% drop. Control Z because I just moved that line. 80% drop. Let's just do another forecast. And let's start from the top. Go to 2023, January 2024. 80% drop puts you, looky, who got a cookie? Look at that bounce point right there. That's 79%, y'all. That's not even an 80% drop yet. That's starting from the top to the bottom. Now we here. That is an 80% drop right around. And that puts you, again, in this $12,000, $19,000, $12,000 range. So my personal strategy is I don't want to invest in nothing. I don't believe in nothing right now. There's and my friend, like financial people that I work with, businesses that I work with, me and my lady who also runs a business, and we have business discussions between, you know, two bosses. And I talk to her and I talk to other people, and I'm like, yo, we all have the same problem. Where do you stick your money right now? Where do you invest? And I don't have any place I can tell you to invest other than yourself. That you're going to have to put the bet on you. You need to become your own Fed. I'm putting the bet on myself with ToxicHustle, with the stuff that I'm doing with the robots and the automation and getting my marketing clients by this summer. By the summer, I'm going to be ready for my clients. But just understand, crypto as this winter plays out, this ain't gonna be fun. So now let's get to the fun part. We're gonna talk about music. We're gonna talk about the business of music and how I'm using. Let me find my. Here we go. As I showed you, this program Coda, I'm using to have my projects in here and do my project management. Part of what I'm doing is I am looking at my data. So I downloaded all my CDBaby data, and I'm still gleaming some stuff. I updated this on the 12th, which would be Thursday of last week. So let me show you what I got so far. Now, what I did is I downloaded, and let me go to CDBaby real fast, and that way I can show you how I did this. In case you want to do it yourself, if you're already on CDBaby and y'all are getting your data. Let me pull this up. CDBaby, give me my royalty data. Thank you. All right, give me one moment, y'all. I'm loading it up now. There we go. All right, so I'm going to keep this in another window, and we can go back and forth. So, as I've told y'all, I'm getting ready to go back into the studio, getting ready to start recording, getting ready to do all the things I need to do. The reason why you don't hear music and a whole bunch of stuff going with with this channel and everything else is because I want to be able to create my catalog my catalog, take that catalog, put it on CDBaby, take that, then put it into advertising, like putting in, using it for like client ads. So now my music makes royalties, and I'll expand my royalties from the visibility. Now, what do I mean by that? All this data, you can get your lifetime sales report. So you can go in here, and then you can see, you won't see this, but you'll have like requests. You can have a request your digital distribution sales. And if you and Swiper is if you have like the credit card system that they have and you swipe at a concert or some stuff like that. I don't do none of that. Account, that's going to be like when you make withdrawals from your own, like you withdraw from your royalties from your account, or that stuff, account activity stuff. So withdrawals and payments will be in that one. And then CDBaby sales, or if CDBaby itself sells your CD and anything, I don't really get none of that. I don't think I've ever sold any stuff from CDBaby itself. So all of my royalties really falls underneath digital distribution. So I don't really worry about nothing else. So request that, then you can download it, right? So then I brought it into Coda, which is like Notion. And then what I did was I brought the data in. So let me show you the data view. Basically imported it in. So this is all of my CDBaby sales that it downloaded for the last, I think up to like I have to reverse this to see what the last date was, but not necessary because I can just click on this and I think I can see it here. 5/9/22 is the last entry for when the report dates of my quantity came in, right? So 5/9 will be the last date. So now from 2015, oh, excuse me. Well, no, yeah, and let me see, what my date is? Is it 2015? That I just said? Give me 1 second. I'm going back to my, oh, yeah. All right. I know where I saw that. I know where I saw it. Right here. So in my CDBaby data here, you can see my first date is February 2015. My last date is this one here of 5/9/22. So about 6 years worth of data is in here. Now, if you look at this, you can see I went ahead and there's a column, the partners, right? And what I did was, and I'll show you how I kind of did this, was I don't have a filter on this. I think, oh, no. Hold on. I don't know what's going on with this and why it's not showing. But basically, I have a subtotal. Here it goes. All right, so I have a pie chart. Out of that pie chart, I have the partner name as the category. So partner name is who is giving the royalty, Spotify, YouTube, and whomever. I want the value to sum up the subtotal. So the subtotal is how much earnings did it make in royalties. Okay. So what you see here is over since 2015, where majority of my royalties is coming from Spotify. Now, one of the things I did was, of course, views equal plays. They're lesser to a more or lesser extent. So I really wanted to focus on views and on a monthly, so year to date. So I have year to date. This is the partner. So again, these partners. And what I have is a partner view. So I split it up and I'm looking at where in the last, for this year, where is the majority of my views of content coming from? So you see YouTube content ID. This is pretty big. Right? Most people are not looking at this. I know this content ID means it's a watermark of my music. And that watermark of my music is getting a lot of visibility. It means it's earning royalties. So what you see here is my view of my CDBaby royalties over time, right? Over all the years. What my goal and game is that what you see here, where YouTube's content management publishing and YouTube content ID, I believe that the YouTube content publishing is when they publish my song and my song plays on the actual site. So that is an actual physical song play. So when I go to YouTube, I'll show you so that you can understand if you're looking to do this if you're on CDBaby, this is how you find out where your songs are. So I'll use my name and I just put CDBaby. Come on, CD. There. Right? So you just do that. And then what you see is where you see tragic topic. Right? So now when you see tragic topic, you can click on that. And then from there, you can see there's all my songs that I've uploaded, or all the albums that I've uploaded. So this is what I believe is the content publishing. This is 50% of my revenue streams have come from that. But this, y'all, I believe this is more powerful. There's a reason why I say that. If I go into my royalties itself, where is my CDBaby? There we go. Let's go back and let's go to view all. And then let's go and see the last 500, right? Transactions. I want you to see something. Look at YouTube content ID. Look at how much it's made, 25 cents. Look at how much my publishing has made, the CMS, remember? So you see here, I'm showing you how I'm going to maneuver through a room full of vultures with this one. Right? Here is the CMS right now. That was me getting plays straight to the actual file itself. Now, I don't think that that's all of it, but I think that's part of it, a good portion of it. But look what, again, makes the most amount of revenue. The YouTube content ID, 25 cents. So content ID is the watermark version of your song. So that's my song being used someplace else in a video somewhere. This is the ticking time bomb that nobody is keeping an eye on because they don't have this hustle. They're not on CDBaby. They ain't going to have this hustle. Because for the most part, if you're on something like a DistroKid, they are charging you for your YouTube plays. Are you serious? No, I want all of it free. This is what you lose when they get you all you can eat distribution with no YouTube play. I'm showing you right now, your Spotify money don't mean Disney. It's 3% of my actual revenue stream for year to date. This is what I'm going to be focusing on. I believe I can get my watermarked music everywhere. And this same play will allow me to increase my Facebook value, my TikTok value. Look at the TikTok. Look at the orange right here. This is TikTok. Look at the percentage of my pie year to date. If this is views again, it's not royalty, so don't take that this means it's making money, but it's making visibility. It means there's a huge chunk of visibility I can get. I can get my music circulating through TikTok to get more visibility, to get for my content IDs to be played in other channels like YouTube. Now, I want to show y'all when I tell you that when I was marketing, this is normal, where I'm just getting pops of plays for song views. This is when I'm on one, when I have my system, when I had my other system running. And this wasn't me paying for plays. This was me generating plays through systematic ways throughout, like Facebook, like posting on Facebook, posting in multiple places to get Spotify, CDBaby. This is all CDBaby data. So this is Spotify and everything. This is all my views coming to all of this, the transactions for my my music. And if you can see, for the most part, most of my revenue stream was coming in from Spotify. Again, this is all my Spotify numbers, but that's changed. Right here, this content ID, I want that. So that's my focus this year. How do I get more YouTube content ID streams? Because I make better royalties going that direction. See? So if we even scroll down, content ID, there's another. And you can see this is May, this is April, 25. So and I'm not marketing. I am not doing any marketing yet. And then of course, we're still making money in China. Not a lot. TikTok still getting, well, let me see. TikTok revenue seems to be slowing. Now I got some for April. I don't see none for May. Right? So, anyway, this is the focus. YouTube. How am I going to do that? I told you. Take a video. Create a channel. Create a channel. Take a video. Let's just say if I want to do something with anime. Anime highlights from the manga or whatever, right? Then I take my music that I put on CDBaby, that I have my watermark already set. I put that to the video. I then put that out. People like it. They start sharing that. I keep putting videos like that out weekly. Highlighting. You can highlight other people that are talking about manga, and you put your music to it and make their sound bites. Like, you can work for other people while still working for you. It's treating your content as your utility. That's your moneymaker, right? So what I'm gonna do is, some people have to figure out how to work for free. I don't think people are going to understand what this economy means. It means you've got to figure out how to take time and make money from time, not make money from going to work and working for somebody that's dictating a price that can't keep up with inflation. I keep telling you need products, services, royalties, subscriptions. Now, my royalties, I take my music, I give it away for free. How many producers are going to give away their tracks for free? They're not, right? Everybody wants to make their money. Nobody wants to give away their money. My music, my intellectual property. My nigga, you stupid. Say it like that, but you stupid. Now I can get rid of that. See, not that you're stupid. I'm not talking to you. But what I'm saying is, we have limited our capacity to freaking earn because we didn't realize they've been jugsing us in a juxtaposition and stealing our royalties from the jizzon. When I say you're dumb or you're stupid, I'm talking to me too. I'm talking to my dad that found heard his music on Good Morning America and turned to drinking rather than figuring out how to get his to prove a way that his song was his, so he could create a lawsuit and get his royalties. And when I saw that, I was like, yo, my nigga, you gonna ready to drink and that's it? You ain't gonna fight for your ish? No. I'm gonna beat their ass. Part of this is a childish vindication. Like, I'm like, my dad, you messed up my dad's head, stealing his intellectual property. So this dude drank himself to death, abused his family members mentally and physically. And then you got off with his ish. No, my homie, I'm gonna take a piece of that. I'm gonna get my daddy's royalties out of your ass a different way. I'm gonna come at them with the same intensity they come at us, y'all. Y'all think this is a game. There ain't no jobs out in these streets, and y'all still waiting for a handout. I got nothing for you. I've told my homeboys for years, y'all better get into tech fast. Nobody wanted to listen to me. Now look at them. Getting into tech now. That's a hard position. Hence why I give you a pivot. Yo, get into automation. Don't try to do the website game. That shit's dead. Unless you're going to build a website for your company to sell your products. Then you have a juxtaposition kind of to win. But what you need to figure out as a musician is to get utility in your assets. So first, make sure your assets can earn. Put your assets into play to earn for you. Make profitable utility of your assets. Okay, if the company ain't giving you royalties for everything out there under the sun that you need to get royalties and one single payment, you are being stolen from. And I'm showing you that on the screen with this YouTube content ID gives me a hustle that I can go out on these streets, give my music away for free, and treat it like a ticking time bomb blowing up all over the place with my watermark signatures popping up on a whole bunch of videos. No different than any commercials out there. Right? If YouTube is ABC, y'all. YouTube is ABC, CBS, Fox, Universal, whatever. Throw in whatever name you want with an advertising portal that can play your damn music. Insert advertising from somebody that wants to sell something using your song. One. You win. I can sit there and go to any podcast, create a clip for an artist. Like, here's a hustle lesson. You can sit there, go out here on these streets, find somebody you like that's actually talking some ish you like, put your music behind clipping, like download their ish, bring it into your daggone editing software, put your music behind it, make the clip, put the link to the original where you got it from, put in a link to your Spotify on that and post it. And do that consistently every single week. I guarantee you your royalties will go up. It has no choice. My friend EJ has a song called Me, 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 Me. It is like theory that if you make it about somebody else other than yourself and you give it, like I give it to, I make a clip of some influencer wannabe that wants to influence, and I take this clip and I put it together and then I market it. That person gets, say, 2,000, 3,000 people a video, and he plays that. I've now gotten my streams on 3,000. Y'all, do you not see your hustle for growth long term? If you are getting revenue from a source that is giving you your freaking royalties, stop letting them steal your effing money. Stop that. Get your damn royalties. They're yours. Put it on CDBaby, get your damn royalties. Facebook, you can do the same hustle there, right? There's a bunch of influencers there. What do they have? Instagram. What is Instagram? It's connected to Facebook. So your ads and that advertising and that watermark and all those royalties will come from the one source. They're not going to separate it as Instagram or whatever fudge nudge thing that they do, WhatsApp or whatever. It's just going to be underneath the Facebook label. Hence, bang, purple. It's very slim, but there's revenue there. Follow the money. Take your earnings and put it into your business and keep flipping it. Because at this point, you got to make your own money. And it ain't a lot. You can see the royalties ain't a lot, but you've got to get utility. It's up to you now. That's why I said my play right here is YouTube Content ID. Year to date, it gets the most views. Year to date, it makes the most as far as royalties. Better than Spotify. And Spotify sucks, but it makes money. You can see that blue, big blue. But I'm telling you now, my goal is for this big blue to turn green. And then take that green that I'm getting from that YouTube Content ID and I'm flip it back on itself. Either I'm buying samples from MG the Future or y'all or whatever. I'm going to flip it back. Then I'm going to make more ish. And I'm going to put that out. And I'm gonna give those tracks away. And then I'm gonna flip that. And I'm gonna have 100 freaking tracks out here for free, making money. I have a free point, least of resistance, right? What I tell y'all, you wanna make money, make it the point of least resistance. Can you build a business on free? What did I just show you I'm doing? It's not a big business, but I don't need it to be. And it's better than me touring 365 days a year. And I'm getting I'm getting the stream money, right? So I'm getting that satellite radio station money without the radio or the satellite, or I need to talk to some idiot to take 20% of my damn earnings like a manager, right? I can be my own manager at this point. You can do that yourself too. However you decide to store your data, store your damn data. Build a dashboard for yourself. Start figuring out what your market is and where your markets are and how you can maximize your profitability. And when you have that information, execute on your plan. What you need is your data. And from your data, you need to build business from your data. My next move is to go to YouTube and start downloading my data from YouTube for how my music does and what my links are and all that other good stuff and what my plays look like from the YouTube algorithm. And then getting distribution on all the assets that hold or utilize parts of my music. So what ad was my song used? Where did I post it? That post, how many plays does it have? Sum up all of the links that song is there for that are using that song itself for the month. Show me how many plays that song has made across all of these assets. And now I can sit there and say to a bank in another year or so, this is how much visibility I have. This is how much my assets make. Hey, I want 5 times earnings. I'm not saying I'm gonna do that in a year. I'm just saying, if it's a possibility, I just gotta hustle and hunker down, right? And then when I'm doing that, what am I doing? I'm taking that money, I'm putting it back into something I invest in, and I flip that. I'm being Sephardic with this ish. Iberian Peninsula type beats. Tribe of Judah type beats. Come on, like we've got to get back to the point where we're earning our own ish, because look, if you're not making your money, you're waiting for somebody to make it for you, but where are you going to make it from? It's not going to come from anywhere. It's going to come from you. And if you're a millennial and a Gen Zer, y'all have lived this. Like this, y'all are innately connected to the ethos of this digital thing. I still walked to a phone booth and dropped a quarter in as a kid to make a phone call. I never lived in a place where everything was at my fingertips digitally. And what people have not seen, y'all, if you are a Gen Z or a millennial, what none of my generation has seen, and a little bit under my generation, like on the cusp, so I guess y'all call them elder millennials or whatever, boomer millennials. No disrespect, but because they were on the cusp of when that transition changed as well, they're not innately like you, be able to manipulate the system and be able to get out of the system. Now, the thing is that they've channeled y'all and all of us to be swipers. Swipe up, swipe down, swipe left, swipe right, right? So they got us doing these swiping motions and we haven't focused on how do we build economies. Like, y'all, computers getting into a house meant Windows, if you had access to Windows and a PC machine and you installed Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, which you can do now everywhere, it meant you could turn your house, a bedroom, into an office if you had internet. You could then write off the internet, especially if it's business grade, you could write off the internet as a business asset and now, or a business expense, and you could write that off in your taxes. And you can write off the room that you're in your taxes, right? So I take a bedroom, I'm working out of that bedroom 90% of the time. Well, guess what? That room becomes my office. And then I write off the square foot of it and what I pay off on my bills. And the government allows me to do that. We are all independent contractors at this point, and we just don't know it yet. You are self-employed. You choose whether or not to get a job, or you choose to have the system try to pay you. But at this point, the system has no more Play-Doh silly putty money to pay you. They're going to try to do it by November. I'm gonna get out of my shorts. The shorts I have in the stock market and in the crypto market, all of my short positions, which means I'm betting the market goes down and I'm making money on the way down. I'm going to be out of them by summertime because there'll be a rebound rally that will sweep back up before it sweeps back down. And I don't want to be caught in that BS. But just understand, they want you on their own accounts. They want to dictate how you utilize this new Fed money, this new Play-Doh money they're going to come up with. They're going to buy votes come November of 2024 for the election. They'll be buying votes in 2024 heavy. They're already trying to buy them now for this preliminary crap, but it ain't gonna work. So we've got a couple more years, and we got to figure out how it's gonna play out. But at the end of the day, please understand that they are going to begin to do more hyper layoffs. These vampire companies, is that what they call? Vampire companies. It's funny how they name these things, man. Well, not really funny. News. Vampire businesses, Vampire Diaries, Vampire. Is that what it's called? Vampire companies debt. I think that's what it's called. Vampire companies slowing China's growth. Debt-laden companies. So vampire companies are companies that are laden with debt. And that debt, as interest rates go up, means they're basically they can't afford to pay the interest to keep the debt afloat. They'll begin to default, and then those companies begin to fold. That's what happens when you raise interest. You raise the speculation on companies get wiped out. Those companies start laying off. So this already has been happening throughout the venture capital sector. Like I said, that's where I was in 2016. I was working with a startup venture capital firm, and then they started laying off everyone. Same thing like with the influencer market. That they're starting to lay off people that are working on their teams and getting their teams down to a science and a lower number. And you're seeing the jump in subscriptions. Everybody's talking about get a subscription to get on my blah, 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 right? Go in my Discord or my Patreon or blah, 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 blah. So you're seeing all that crap. Just understand that is the strategy, yo. Get clients for something. Do something for a client. Like, do you know how to do graphics? Do you know how to do mixing and mastering? Like, start doing work for folks. Do it for cheap. If you've got time on your hands and that's all you got and you ain't got no money, then work for somebody. Somebody's got cash. Somebody can Venmo you. Like, look, we got a global, quote unquote, global air quotes market. Somebody's getting paid somewhere doing something and is allowed to use PayPal and Venmo. So go where the money is. There's somebody's rich kid sitting there thinking that they can rap. Make their CD cover. Like, we've got to do the work now. Like, you're the industry. The industry can't do crap for you at this point. All these labels have emptied out too. They've been emptying out for years. Everybody that used to work there had to pivot to something else. If you were hanging up snipes or posters on construction sites back in the day, you ain't doing that no more. If you're going to clubs and you're trying to hand out flyers at clubs, you ain't really doing that no more because nobody's standing outside of that. You ain't really even doing clubs because, hell, they didn't even like hip-hop 10 years ago in a club. You think they want it now? They'll take the pop act, or they'll just have a bar that just happens to play music so they can make money and alcohol money. You see that now at breakfast places. Breakfast places got liquor in the morning, serving boozy coffee because they're gonna be making that alcohol money like Prohibition era. That's one thing you can guarantee, y'all. Liquor's gonna be cheap. Don't know about Chiba in your state, depending on if you're legalized in your state and how much taxes on it. But all I can tell you, these companies are going to start dumping employees, staff. They're gonna bankrupt. They're gonna go bankrupt. Is bankruptcies up? Hold on. Bankruptcy. Corporate. Hold on. Let's look let's look up business loan. Hold on. Are business loans? Hold on. I got an idea. Hold on. Trends. Google. Hold up. Let's go to Google Trends. Let's see something. Something jumped in my spirit real fast. Business loans. I want a business loan, right? Is that going up or down? People looking for loans for businesses have dropped. You know how they make money, right? You know how the United States makes money, y'all? They have to make money out of thin air. See, when you put money in a bank, they don't issue loans from your money. No, because to the bank, your money in the bank is actually a liability. When they flip that into a loan, well, then that's an asset because they have the loan and they can now sell that to like the Fed or whomever wants to buy these derivatives or whatever, right? So check it out. Loans. You make a loan and poof, out of thin air, money gets created. So if there's no poof, new money, that means there's poof, no new loan. If there's no poof, no new money, means market fall down, go boom. Because we need loans. We need speculation. We need people to put money in businesses. So if nobody's buying loans, they're staying away from loans. They're all right. Let's look at home loans. All right, let's see if that's gone down. It's flat. Some people are still trying to get a loan in this market, but it's gone flat. $99.99. It went up and went flat. Okay, it's done that before and then dropped. When it went flat before, right? Flat before drop. So, flat before drop. We'll see if it drops down. Where are they looking for those? That's Hawaii, New York, Idaho, Georgia, and Mississippi. Places that are now starting to slow down. So the trends for new money being popped up into the world has disappeared. Whether it be business loans, whether it be home loans. What about credit card? Pre-approval, best credit cards 2021. So really, let's see anything on credit card. Let's see any searches on credit card. Still, credit card, the phrase credit card is a whole term. Delaware, which is where most credit cards are formed anyway. And it's financial technology company, Mission Lane Card. These are related topics, related queries, opportune credit. So BJ's, so that's food. And the best credit cards. So that's still going down. So again, no new credit being poof, no new magic money popping up out of nowhere. So just get ready, y'all. Like I told you, this is pretty much not gonna be fun, but at the same time, figure out how you can begin to capitalize on your products, your services. Think about how you can begin to generate income on your own. You got to begin to focus on that. I know I've had to. I'm still doing it. I'm still figuring it out. These are just some of the things I'm doing now to start looking at my music data in a new way. By next week, I'm gonna start grabbing my YouTube data so I can start tracking that. And that way I can track what pieces of my assets are where, and then start linking where I'm putting my stuff out, how much views those are getting, so I can start inspecting my revenue stream increasing by the end of the year. So that way my royalties start jumping and popping, because I've begun the process of marketing where I need to market, which I told y'all I'm going after the YouTube content ID. And then I'm also going to be pushing a little bit on TikTok because they have their own content ID, and a little bit on Facebook because they have their own content ID. I'll be phasing out of worrying about whether or not Spotify gives me my royalties, just because they make me the less amount of money. Focus on where you get the most cash flow. Cut out the ones that don't generate the most income and are oversaturated. YouTube is the largest search engine in the world, meaning it has the most amount of cash flow flowing through its coffers, giving you the best chance of earning the most amount of royalties for your intellectual property. All right? So I hope that begins to give you some idea of how you can start treating your music as a business. Don't worry about this crypto winter. It's going to last all through freaking March of next year, like I showed you. We might be having a Bitcoin at 19,000, so just get prepared. It's going to be painful if you're still holding on, which is why I sold out my stuff in December. Don't put your stuff in weirdo stable coins at this point with weirdo algorithms, because they're probably going to fail. Invest at the macro level. Understand that these businesses are going to begin to fire and lay off people because they need to try to make earnings, which means earnings will still fail because some of these companies have overhired and they're still going to be over budget by the next quarter, which means stocks have another bit to fall down. Just get ready for July, September, potentially for the stock market to have some dips. We've got a November dip getting ready to hit, and we might see 19K Bitcoin. A bunch of entrepreneurs have been in their mama basement making a whole bunch of nothing, and now their mama, who's been looking at her finances, is like, you need to make some money. So get ready to see more people back in the labor force, but at the same time making less and pissed off about it. And they're going to need to make their own money, as we all do. Stocks will continue to be falling down, so please, whatever you do, don't take yourself out of the game for this ish. You can recoup your money. There is a war on food, so think about it. They are burning down, or these places are burning down. Now, another thing to think about when I go back to the fact that these food plants are burning, please understand these businesses might be trying to get insurance money, so understand some of these corporations are underwater too. Some of them overexpanded too. Some of them are in debt too. So how are these people scam out? Will burn them, right? And they're trying to get that insurance money. So watch and look for the insurance claims fraud to be the next hit. And that, of course, these companies will belly out of it. So just look at that. FedNow, the federal accounts are coming. They're rolling out by 2023 or 2024, excuse me. So just get ready. The Fed is going to tell you what to spend on, what not to spend on. My personal strategies right now are focus on you personally. Focus on your development. YouTube is the largest search engine on the planet. The first 2 words you should be using is how to, and then whatever you need after that. I'm telling you, get into automation. I'm telling you, get into data analysis. Start looking at data. I barely got through high school, so I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your life, but understand I got my ass handed to me, pause, by this industry. By not taking it seriously and looking at the tech and pivoting with the tech, regardless how I feel about it. I knew the internet was going to blow the hell up because it made sense. I know blockchain in time will make sense. It's just not making sense, CENTS, money style, right now. It's just a database being watched by a bunch of machines that needs to have a hell of a lot more practicality than it currently does. It will in time. It's still early. So just understand the market's going to be down for a bit. It will turn itself back around, but it's going to take a bit. We got a lot of money out here on these streets. A lot of overprinted money. A lot of it. And it's got to come out the system. Bank accounts are at your lows, right? Where's the bank account numbers? Do I have the bank account numbers? Where? Oh, did I close out the bank account numbers? I closed out the numbers earlier. Hold on. I can pull them right back up. Hold up. Or maybe not. I could have sworn I could have, but I got something for that. Hold up. Let me open up this over here. Where are you? There you are. And then go back over here and hit this right here. Oops, this right here. Hit stats. Oop, no. Go to crypto. There we go. Go to my economic data. There we go. Economic data. Bank accounts. Right now. 6.2, 7.0, 2019. We're at 6.2, y'all. Means bank accounts are below pre-pandemic level. Let me show you the personal savings. This is the personal. This is what people. This is the piggy bank. I watched them piggy banks. Look here. The bottom, March 2022, we're at 6.2. January 2019, we're at 7.0 at a bottom. We ain't been at 6.2 since around May of 2013. 6.5 was about December 2016. So that's why I mean, like, there's no money in the bank accounts to keep buying the dip. There's no more buy the dip. What you're going to now see is not us that's making the market go down and selling out. It's the lower hedge funds that are failing, that are catching margin calls. They're going to tumble. Then the bigger hedge funds will begin to topple and fall out if they haven't cashed out their positions. And a lot of them can't move it because they ain't got no place to really move this money. Margin debt has gone down. That's good. Year to date. Means people are getting, like, this is billions of dollars have been evaporated, y'all. Billions of dollars evaporated in the market. This is margin. Billions of margin is gone. This is security brokers of margin. When is this still? This is still from, this is so fourth quarter of 2021. We're so far behind we can't even see those numbers yet. This one is still third quarter 2021. That's the hedge fund, so we won't. This is still a lagging indicator. They've stopped. See, the buying has stopped. May. Let's zoom in. They're not saving. They can't save the market. See, they're not saving the market no more. That's why your market's going down. See, as this buying, all this, like we bought, all this is when March 2020, right? Those checks going out, boom. Then they kept buying purchasing equities. They kept purchasing equities. Market's still going up. Look at December. Even though we're having crashes, they're padding the market up for people to exit their positions. And then right around this year, February, now they said we're going to stop. And look, it's rolled over. It's going flat. And soon it will start to fall down. What this will mean is that the market go boom until they start doing this again. So they start printing money again. They stop printing money, stock market begins to fall. They start printing money, market will go up. You can't fight the Fed, but the Fed's not saving the market because everybody sold last year. All the big names sold last year. Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and his brother all sold last year. They've been out, still selling in January, getting out. And now they're done. They said, I don't even need to get paid the rest of this year. We will take no payment for the rest of the year. That's where we are, y'all. That's where we are in this economy. That's why I say you need to be your own economy. Figure out how you can start earning your royalties. Figure out which is put it on CDBaby and start utilizing it. I don't mean figure it out like I didn't give you a play. You've got your play. It's just whether or not you're going to walk your path to your royalties, to your revenue, to whatever you're going to do. Do services, work, take your hours and turn your hours into cash flow. That is what you do through a recession. Take your time and turn it into money. Use your skill set. You have a skill set. You are the masters of music. Utilize that skill set through this entire thing. And if you have graphics on top of that, you make beats for that person and you do their CD cover, then you hit them. Right? Mix, master their stuff. I wouldn't do the tracking. Let them track themselves if they can get it down. Train them on how to do it properly to get the right sound. Find one engineer that'll do that for them and they get paid. Like, you need to start localizing your talent and start working locally with good people that can help. You can build out a sound, sound together. Part of the things I'm doing with ToxicHustle is to be able to do that in a not decentralized because we're central, but to do that in a digital way. Same way I would work on projects and have project board in a studio and do the same thing digitally. Build out your businesses. I showed y'all. I have a project management system building out inside the software. The same software I showed you the charts where my CDBaby data is and all this. This same software, if I go into the core of ToxicHustle, I've got my project tracker right here. And this is the project tracker I'm working on. And that was as easy as creating a new page, calling this, let's say, track, right? And then hitting this, going into insert. I can insert a pack. That pack can be projects, right? PR or task, right? Boom. Team task tracker with project. Click on that. Boom. See, same thing that you just saw in my project tracker. All I do is say use the template, and boom, what you just saw is right here now. The only different thing I did was only different things I'm going to be doing is adding more ties to other projects and tying it into other things. Like, I have other ways I want to do this besides just tasks, but this is how you do it. Delete this too. That's how fast I made a project manager. That's what I'm saying. You make a project manager, do your projects, put your projects on a Kanban board where you can say it's, what cycle is it? It's in the recording cycle, the tracking cycle, the recording cycle, the mixing, the mastering, the finalization, the distro, and then it's released. And then it can just be archived because it's been released. Now you do the same thing you would have done in a label, but you've got to do it for yourself now. Now you have your music. You can put it out there and put it to any visual asset you want. And that water signature, my hustle for this 2022, music, CDBaby data, and my royalties, right? This makes you the most amount of money. YouTube Content ID. If your company is not getting you YouTube Content ID, or they are charging you, DistroKid, for YouTube Content ID per song, you are being robbed. Pay the damn $30 and get all of the royalties for all of the segments, for the TikTok, for the Facebook, for the Spotify, for the YouTube. Should all come at one freaking fee. If they're not doing that for you, then you are leaving money on the table in a recession. That don't make no sense. Don't leave money on the table, y'all. Get all of your money. CDBaby. I don't get paid for them. I don't work for them. All I do is just tell you how I'm doing my business and hope it can help you do yours better especially when it comes to making this music, because y'all got that swag. Get it. All right. So I'm going to go eat me some dinner because I'm hungry and I'm tired of talking. Y'all be safe out on these streets, and I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace out.